By the way, I do like this cutscene.
Yeah, you just go into the Great Bay Temple, and you see the pirates on the way there too, and they just kind of get blown away by the hurricane.
It's like, oh, we're big bad pirates. We can make it in, right?
Actually, no, that's not. It's more like a typhoon, really. Yeah, just like, go, charge! Next scene, it's just them in the air.
There we go.
I love that part. They're so confident they get in, and then you just see them flown in the air. Where's your confidence now?
We never know.
Good riddance. You kind of get in our way at the fortress. But hey, you're so stupid you don't realize I'm wearing a stone on my head. Heck, actually, they're even more stupid, I would say, in the 3DS version, because they moved the location of where you get the stone mask. The guy is just in the fortress now. So once you give the guy the potion, it's like, oh yeah, everyone can see me again. He just runs out, and the pirates just see him. They don't care. Good pirates.
Now, there's two ways you can do this. I'm doing the proper way, and Lester's doing it with the fire arrows.
Yeah. You just have to light all these torches, and you'll go ahead and get your stray fairy. I just tend to use the fire arrows, because it's just, I don't know, a little bit easier on me.
I tend to use the stick.
Yeah, using a deck of stick works too. You just have to be really fast about it.
There we go, for
Now
stray fairy.
I want to mention, we both get the stray fairies. When I was skimming through the footage, I noticed like one of your stray fairy accounts got skipped. You still get them all, but I just don't know what happened to that one clip. So I'll just mention that now. If you see hers go from like 4 stray fairies to 6 the next time she picks up one, that's kind of why.
I don't know what happened. I
don't know.
No, I recorded it, so...
And I just didn't see it in the files. I don't know what happened with that, but yeah, that's just how it was.
That's fine, because I know you show off everything too.
Yeah,
so.
I get every single one, so all of them were collected, and we do show off both of us having them all. Also, nice launch there from the pipes. I just love you hit the pipe in the right way, you go sky high. And also, I'm gyrating. Why is he gyrating? Stop having a dance party when you're trying to push the switch. So you demonstrate this a little earlier here. If you move this yellow switch here, it's a 2-sided switch. And what this demonstrates is if you move this, it'll turn off water flow on that side. Unfortunately, we need the water flow in order to actually traverse, because none of the platforms now work. This is something we'll have to use later, but as of right now, there's no point because we can't really do anything with it.
I knew it was going to happen, Lester. You remember at the start of the recording I said we're going to get interrupted by a certain somebody?
It happened, I knew it.
Guess who just wrote me? But yeah, Great Bay is more of a... You have to figure out which path to take at the right time.
Yeah, so if you're not sure which way to go, that's when this temple is going to get more confusing. After you play through the first time, it's not bad, but on your first playthrough, it will be a bit confusing. I won't say as confusing as Water Temple, because there are so many different ways you can go at once in that dungeon, but here, there's not too many rooms you can access right away. So yeah. This one I'd say is more straightforward compared to Water Temple. That's why I can't really compare this one as much as like other people would, because yeah, it's still a little bit confusing, but it's not nearly as bad. And that's why I like this dungeon actually. It's a really nicely designed dungeon in my opinion.
How are you? Okay. You're
yeah,
this
is why I like to do with this stray fairy down there at the very bottom of the shaft anymore. Because if you try to attack that thing with Zor, which you're going to be doing later on, it's very hard to aim for him. It's very hard to hit that pot open and then to collect the stray fairy afterwards, because you're moving around with the water current, so you can't stand still.
Okay, I do like what I do here though. I remember this part. I come up the platform and somehow I miss this guy's attack on me. Barely.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked, because normally he would just rotate right away and attack. And because of the bigger attack radius these Skulltulas have here, that would have hurt, as you just demonstrated.
I do like that though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I do believe you have to come back here later for the straight fairy, because I think at this point you didn't realize that Skulltra actually had a fairy inside of him.
No, I didn't. See,
Yeah.
that's another problem with this temple. I don't remember where all the stray fairies are at this temple and at Stone Tower.
Yeah, because this is where when they start putting stray fairies in a lot more scattered places in the rooms. So that wouldn't be that surprising, really, to hear that.
Snowhead and Woodfall are fine. I mean, the stray fairies are pretty much right there in front of your face.
Yeah, the only one that's really hard to get, I would say, is in Snowfall. Well, Snowhead, sorry. I'm thinking of Twilight Princess. See, the names are so similar. But the one there in Snowhead, that you have to basically either do one of two things. Wait until you have the hook shot and the Scarecrow song, or just jump over there and hope you land in the invisible platform. Well, the invisible room, I should say.
Yeah.
That's the only one that's really badly designed in that dungeon, in my opinion. But outside of that, they're pretty straightforward. You can get them really easily.
So you're already way ahead of me on here.
We got another pot in this room. You just hit that. You get a stray fairy. You can get that on your way through there, but oh, good luck trying to do that. I can never grab that stray fairy while going through there. I just always miss it. Yeah, I know right now you're just having some trouble just staying on these ledges just to grab these stray fairies in here. I do believe after you get the stray fairy, that's when you start like just checking through like guides and stuff just to make sure what you're missing, what you're not. And that's when a lot of these edits are going to come into play.
Yeah, like I said, I had trouble remembering where all the stray fairies are at in this one, so I had to unfortunately bring up a guide at this point because I didn't want to fall too far behind. And then you just be sitting there fooling around while I'm only getting like my 7th stray fairy.
Yeah, understandable. Because at that point, it just doesn't really help, because if you want to beat this too, it's like, oh yeah, where are you at now? I don't know, I'm gonna wait the next dungeon, how about you? I'm fighting the mini-boss. We don't want that kind of a big gap.
No,
we don't want to have it where I'm able to go to the next area already.
When we started this LP, we decided that we was going to try to stick by each other as much as we can.
Yeah. And I wanted to keep it that way. That's why most of the time, if I'm like a lot farther ahead, I just tend to goof off in some areas. I do that in this footage as well. Mind you, I did it with a really risky thing that could have crashed my game, but luckily it didn't happen. In fact, nothing happened. It's just a lot of wasting time. But we just try to keep it consistent, so that's why I just do a lot of goofy stuff or just show off a lot of different things during downtime, just to make sure one of us isn't like way too far ahead. It just happens that most of the time it's on my end. I played this game to death when I was younger, so a lot of this stuff is just like ingrained into my mind at this point.
Well, the only thing I have trouble with this game is remembering everything.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I played this game, I didn't own it. I just rented it from a video game store. And I only made it to the beginning of Snowhead when I first played it. And that's as far as I got.
Well, there you go. You did a lot more than me. I got stuck at the very beginning. But then again, I passed that once I got the Collector's Edition version on GameCube.
Yeah. See, it's not that bad, but...
Yeah.
And then, like, I've only really beaten this game twice in my life, so... And I never really 100%ed it. So...
Yeah. So I know that 100% in the game isn't really as easy for you, because since you haven't really done it, it's kind of hard to know where everything is.
That's why I tend to use a guide, especially like Zelda Dungeon.
Yeah,
website.
which their guide is really good. It's very detailed, laid out, and it has a lot of screenshots that just essentially help you, really. It's one of the best guides, I think, of any of the Zelda games from their site.
If you're a true Zelda fan and you want to go in this blind, don't look at any guides up. Just do the best you can. That's all I can really say on it. But if you're wanting to 100% this game and you never played it, it's not gonna be bad if you use a guide. So.
Yeah, and now with the 3DS version of Majora's Mask, they'll make things more streamlined, and there's a lot more hints in the game that can help you out. So for a first-time player, I know this game's gonna be a lot more comfortable to go through.
It probably would be better to start off with a 3D version at this
I mean,
point.
if you own a 3DS, go ahead and pick up that version because it's just like Ocarina of Time 3D. All the improvements they made in the game are, for the most part, beneficial. And because of that, it's a lot more streamlined for a first-time player, so you won't have as nearly of a difficult time playing that version.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to playing it myself just because I like Majora class. So.
Yeah, I want to like still play that before I one of the first games to get along with Ocarina 3D when I get myself a 3DS because I want to see all the different changes. I want to see if the game does play a lot better, feel a lot better on the system.
Yeah.
I always like it when a game gets a nice remake like this because it just shows that the developers of these games really do care about the game, but they put a lot of work into it. So that's why I want to see if it's like a good port a lot of times. Just to make sure that, oh, they're still putting that love and care in here like they did when they first made it.
The thing about Majora's Mask, so it has aged. It hasn't aged the best, but it has aged well, at least.
Exactly. Like, yeah, there's so many glitches. I mean, look at half the stuff I'm able to do. That shouldn't be in the game, period, but the game is still, in terms of just playing through it, it's well structured. It doesn't have too many game-breaking bugs that you'll run into just randomly. You gotta go out of your way to do half of this stuff.
Yeah. There's my 7th one. You're right.
And now for the mini-boss. When we come to the bosses, on your end, it's going to be sped up because you're struggling with some of them. Because, just like you said, you haven't really played this one too much. So, just for the sake of keeping the clips together, we're going to gotta go fast time on these bosses for you.
Alright, Sonic mode activated?
Yeah, close enough. I mean, look at Link later on, he'll be going kind of hyper.
But, okay, who gave Link some chocolate before this boss? Oh my god.
Oh man, shouldn't have had those 5 cups of coffee in Chateau Romani.
How does one get drunk on milk, by the way?
I know, it's weird.
It's
You know, one thing I didn't
bar.
realize actually about that milk bar, when you look at the one gourmand butter that goes into there, you see how he's just sitting there and he's like having all these drinks in front of him and everything. That just pops in because if he's just walking in, nothing there. The second he sits, boom, bunch of drinks. Like, man, he got drunk fast. It only took him like a split second to get drunk. That's a new record.
Now, I don't know if SonicGhost left us in, but I did have a failed attempt on this boss.
This boss, no. Because they were spliced between a couple different clips. So I just took, like, for this one, the successful one. When we get to the main boss of this dungeon, the one where we need remains, you did have a failed take there, but I left that in simply because of the cutscene in the beginning.
Oh god. You left that in because of that? Oh god.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to splice it together when there's no cutscene.
Yeah, true.
Also, on your end, if you take a look at the one bubble that's on the very edge of the room, yeah, I told you it goes kind of hyper. There's one bubble at the edge of the room where if you just like pause the video at the right time, you'll get a better look. One of your bubbles is kind of like half existing. Yeah, right over there in the corner. It's very hard to see, but you only see a piece of it. I don't know what happened to that bubble, but it just kind of deloaded a bit.
I hate this mini boss though because I like the gimmick of the fight. I like the way the fight is set up, but I hate fighting this boss.
He's pretty annoying. It's a 3D version of one of the bosses from A Link to the Past. So in Link to the Past is a little more manageable because of just how the game was laid out in general as a top-down game, but here it becomes a lot more dangerous.
Also, I forgot I still had the bomb mask on at
Yeah,
this point.
you got the deadly face grabbing ice arrows. That's a little weird.
There we go, got ice arrows, and now I can finally move on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lester's already almost at the boss.
Now I'm just breaking a bunch of boxes and crates here. Let's see what we can get in here, and there's not really that many good things in these dang crates. And there's a bomb, so that just saved me some of my trouble.
I hate one thing I do have to complain about the 3D Zeldas for the N64. When you go to push something, and you realize like, oh, I need to go the other way, I need to actually pull, it actually takes a second or two before Link will stop after you stop hitting the button.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how he does that in these ones. They fix it for later games, but for the first 2 3D Zeldas, yeah, it's a little weird.
It's like, Link, I stopped pushing the button. You can stop now.
Yeah, I stopped pushing. That means stop, not continue.
That is one complaint I do have, though. They needed to fix that.
Yeah, which I do believe they fixed that for the 3DS versions of the game because of the better mechanics there. Yeah, and for this one, you can't really grab the ledge as a Deku, so this one
I
you
didn't
probably just
mean
have to take off the ledge. Yeah, that's what I figured. You have to take this off to grab the ledge. Also, I like how on my end, I like how on my end, my game's budget just decides to just go away for a second. My fire arrow animation didn't load, but there's a fire arrow. What happened there? My budget's already going away for the 3DS version. This is sad.
What did you do, Lester? You broke the game already, didn't you?
Apparently.
No wonder Nintendo didn't want to release 3DS, because you broke it so much.
I had to release it now, so no excuse. They did it. Now this mini-boss here is the reason why you couldn't really do that frog quest until now. Because once we kill this guy, just like the mini-boss from Woodfall, this guy will turn to a regular frog, and then you can actually talk to him. Also, he has some really good jujitsu. Jujitsu. Ah, can't speak. He fights you a lot, the Kung Fu.
I'm just laughing trying to hear you pronounce that word. What was it called again?
I almost pronounced it the way that South Park pronounces it, Jujitsu.
Jujitsu.
It's like, that's not the actual term. That's the racist term. But with the Gilded Sword, 2 jump attacks will take care of the mini-boss. Which is good, because this boss is actually pretty annoying.
He's annoying, but he's also kind of easy if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's very true.
Ice arrows are your best friend in this one.
Yeah, very true. It's just when you're trying to hit him in his gigantic bubble form, that's when it gets the most annoying, because you don't really have that much time to hit him.
Yeah.
Also, I like how you try to hit him with regular arrows. I don't think you realized he had ice on or not. It's like, oh, well, this is not working.
No, I was actually trying to see, because I heard somewhere that somebody, I don't know if they glitched it. It must have been a glitch, but they actually beat him with just regular arrows somehow.
Huh. I think that might be a glitch in terms of its collision. Because I'm not sure how that would work besides just going straight through the bubble. And
Yeah.
it's probably not supposed to be programmed that way.
It wasn't.
It's kind of like the... It's kind of like the one of the fights in Wind Waker on the original, on GameCube. Where you can actually hurt... It was like the one from Wind Temple. You can actually hurt him when he's coming back down the air. But you can't do that in the later releases because that was actually a glitch.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shame they took that out because I like doing that. I like being able to attack the guy when he's coming straight at me. Now I can't do that.
Talk to the frog with the dung mask.
Yeah, and that's the last frog, so once we're done here, we can go straight over to Snowhead and claim our prize. Well, that is if it was not snowing. Luckily, on my file, it's not, so I'll be able to do that right away here.
Yeah, I need to go and refight Woodfall and Snowhead.
Yeah, luckily that'll be the last time we have to do that. That's not going to be the last time for me, because my money grinding strategy kind of requires me to have that place stalled out. So I'll probably end up doing that again sometime here soon, but for now, we're fine.
We haven't mentioned this yet, but we also need to go and get the rest of the deeds from the scrubs.
Yeah.
So we can get some extra heart pieces and stuff. Eventually, we're going to have to do that, too.
At this point, we're actually able to get all the deeds. Because now we can explore all 4 areas. We have enough items. But until we had actually up to the hook shot and the Garrow's mask, we couldn't get the last one.
Yeah.
That's why I like to save them all for once. I mean, you can obviously do the cheating method by flying over there with a bomb, but, you know, where's the fun in that? Besides all
You
of it.
gotta do it the right way, Lester. Come on. You're gonna keep breaking these games and Nintendo's gonna get mad at you. And stop releasing them.
I hope we can. Who's looking forward to the Twilight Princess remake?
Oh my god, you had to bring that up.
Not, you know they're gonna make one eventually, and that's the sad truth.
I just hope they put it on Wii U instead of 3DS.
I doubt they're gonna put it on 3DS. The thing is as powerful as a GameCube, but it's not gonna have all that power of a GameCube. So I don't think it's gonna work that well on there. It'll work better on Wii U, and even then, they don't have a point to do it right now. It's too soon. It's legitimately too soon. If the Wii U can play the game from the Wii side, then it's too soon.